Hi again. So in my previous video talking about taking off the mask and finding out who you are, I told you something about how I'd been living my life for many years trying to be what other people wanted me to be, and some of those people did not have my best interests at heart and weren't actually really interested in who I was. So in this one, I'm going to tell you a little bit about that journey and how that began and all the different things that I've done since. Well, I suppose it began in 1999, which is 18 years ago now, isn't it? And I went to work in a supported housing service, which is where we support people to live independently. And I was a project worker. I'd been a care worker for a number of years, and now I was moving over to be a project worker or a support worker. There are many job titles that mean the same thing in this sector. So I'd been there a few months, and my manager had to be off for a month for medical reasons, and I was asked to be the acting manager in her absence, which was a little bit overwhelming. I loved my job, and I had no plans to be promoted. I had no plans to have a big career in housing or anything like that. But I thought, okay, it's only a month. It's only a month. I can't do that much damage in a month. So she showed me the main things that I would need to do, and all the different administration tasks I'd have to manage, and that was okay. That was okay. Anyway, 1 month turned into 2, and I'm quite enjoying it now. I'm quite enjoying it. I'm enjoying having the freedom to try some new things. I'm enjoying, doing the actual administration, which is something I never ever thought I would ever say. But I'm enjoying it. She comes back after 2 months, and I'm very glad to see her back. And she says, the first thing she says is not what's been going on, but have you been enjoying it? And I said, well, yeah, I have actually. And that was the first. That was the first person for many, many years to see something more in me than I had ever been aware of. So she then, over the next few months, she taught me her job, and then later that year she got headhunted by another company, and I was invited to apply for the role of manager, which I did, and I got it. And again, it was a bit like when I'd been a care worker or a support worker. I had no great plans to go any further than this. I loved what I was doing. I was happy working where I was working, and I enjoyed going into work every single day. Although there was still that little bit of me that when the phone rang, that would go, that's your boss. They found out that you're a total fraud and that you shouldn't be in this job. He's ringing to tell you to clear your desk and leave. Now, there was no reason for me to think that. I wasn't a fraud. I was just being who I was. I'd been totally honest in my application. I had no management qualifications, although I had been a manager in a betting shop, which is rather different actually. So there was no reason for me to think that. That was just my own lack of confidence that was still pestering me no matter how well I did. So then I was invited to apply for area manager role, because my manager then stepped up into that. Now, he was the second person to see something more in me than I could see myself. One of the things he always told me was, you've got to stop apologising. To which, of course, I would go, oh, sorry, no, sorry. All of that sort of thing. He could see that I had a lack of confidence, and he would try to encourage me to see that there was much more about me than I could see. Anyway, I became an area manager, and then after a couple of years of that, I moved over into training within the same organisation. And again, that manager he'd been my manager since I'd first become a manager in 2000, again, totally encouraged me. He said, you know what, you can do this. You can manage the training for this company. You can do this. And I did, and I loved it. Well, that was a number of years ago now, and now I'm working freelance, have my own business, Barnes-Monaghan Coaching and Training. But that didn't mean that that confidence got sorted out, because it didn't. There was more going on than that, and there were other things that I had to deal with. And I am a personal development nut. I love doing personal development. So I looked around for opportunities that would help me. So I became an NLP practitioner and also added hypnosis to that. And that was really good, because with hypnosis I could learn to visualize myself much, much better, and to show myself, my own conscious self, that there was more to me. But even then, there was still that little bit of me that still wanted to self-sabotage, was still struggling with that confidence, and was still pulling away at the last minute because, oh no, I'll fail and it'll all be terrible. So I've done a raft of personal development courses. I've done a firewalk. Yes, I've walked on burning coals, and I've walked on broken glass and all of that. And that was brilliant. And do you know what? For a while afterwards, I was like, yes, I can achieve anything now. But then that little voice, that little one that was so deeply embedded, came back again. And then I trained to be an ignition coach. Ignition is, it's a way of working with young people and children, and a way of helping them find out who they are. But this, and more about that in later videos, but this particular exercise, there was one particular exercise in my training called Magnificent Me, and it was all about identity. And it really challenged me. It really challenged me to think about who I was and to come up with my identity. Who am I? You know, who am I as a mother? Who am I as a daughter, as a sister, as a colleague, as a friend, as a partner? And thinking about myself in all of those different roles, and then coming out with my own identity, which is written down and which I can read out loud to myself on a daily basis. In fact, it's so good that I've actually got it on the front page of my phone. So when I turn my phone on each day, there it is, telling me how good I am, telling me that I am intelligent, that I am capable, that I am even likeable, telling me that I can do the things that I want to do, that I have it in me. And so I'm able to encourage myself every day, and I am feeling more and more confident. But one thing that came out of the Magnificent Me exercise was that, do you know what, Jack? Looking back at all your old photos, how many of those clothes did you actually want to wear at the time? How many of them did you pick? You know, how many of those hairstyles were what you wanted? I remember I had long hair for a very long time because it was what a previous partner thought women should have, long hair, and I hated it. I hated it. And it ended up, I got so anxious around my hair and the fact I didn't like it, and I didn't like the way it looked, I didn't like the way it hung, I didn't know what to do with it, that I actually developed a phobia around the hairdressers. So I'd got myself into a right 2 and 8, really. So then a few years ago, a number of years ago, I decided it was time to be me, and I did start that journey. I got my first pair of Doc Marten boots, which I'd wanted all my life. I had wanted a pair of Doc Martens boots, and finally there I was. I had a pair and I loved them. Actually ended up with 3 pairs. And I dressed a bit more the way I wanted, but still I was holding back. Still I was holding back. But in the last couple of years, I've moved more and more towards who I want to be and looking the way that I want to look. And then last week I went to the hairdressers. And finally, I've been going to the same hairdressers for over 10 years. And I'm always joking with them that one of these days I'm going to have a green Mohican, or I'm going to do something really funky. And he's always saying, well, you know, you tell us what you want. And I did it. I actually did it. And I am so happy. And I feel so empowered because I have done what I wanted. Also got new specs. Do you like them? I love my specs, I love my hair, and I love the clothes that I'm wearing. I know that not everybody else likes the clothes I'm wearing, but do you know what? It doesn't matter. It actually doesn't matter. For the first time in my life, I can say that. I mean it. It actually doesn't matter because it's okay to be me. And so I want to offer you the opportunity to find your true self, to come out from behind that mask you wear, you know, all that time that you spend meeting other people's needs. I want to offer you an opportunity to come and meet your own needs, find out who you are, find out where you fit, improve your confidence and self-esteem. So I'm having a workshop Monday, the 16th of October, starting at 6:30 till 9 at the Swindon Health Hydro in Milton Road in Swindon. The details are at the end of this video. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you there.